Thank you for joining me, fellow Guardians. This is Sam from Multiverse Mission Control, and today's quest is Dark Souls. And yes, I am feeling much happier than before. Yeah, so I took my own advice. I ran back up to Firelink and I boosted my Pyroflame twice, and I added another little knick to my strength and my endurance. But none of that mattered nearly as much as the change in thinking that came with it. It's so funny how much you forget about a game when you take a break from it, isn't it? Like, I forgot you can bash with great shields instead of parrying. I forgot that if you throw lightning directly at the ground when you're in water, it shocks all the baddies for you, and thankfully not yourself. But most importantly, I forgot the mental shift that has to come with Dark Souls. The thing that's so just paramount to success in this game. And you want to know what that is? You see, in any other game, death is a failure. Death is, you failed, you lost, you didn't do the thing right, and that is your punishment. In Dark Souls, death is just part of the learning process. When I came back through Upper Blighttown, I remembered all the little shifts. Like, let's throw out a random example. The big dudes with the clubs, they shift their weight when they get in range to attack you, and sometimes dodging them is not a matter of, like, you know, doing a drastic dodge roll. Sometimes you just sidestep a little backwards. Because, you know, their clubs are big and swingy and impressive, but sometimes they just don't have the reach that it seems like they should. And when they do that big scary roar, well, sometimes that's just the perfect opportunity for another lightning bolt, or a backstab. And you'll notice I'm sauntering. I'm not running anywhere. No need to kite everyone. But I can take it methodically, just one itty little bit at a time, at my own pace. You become something of a bit of a monster yourself playing this game. It's funny. It's just like, la la la, stab, 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 la la la. And you notice what else isn't happening in this part. You'll notice I'm not getting pegged by his poison darts, because I found that last dude, and I made him dead. And what a way off isn't that? Because, you know, then the same part that tormented you so much, you go through it again, and it's like, I'm not getting poisoned. I don't have a whole lot to worry about. And I'll show you where I found him off screen. By the way, that's another thing. I'm not leaving anything to chance this episode. I already killed everyone. I'm just gonna do it again to show you what the winning run looks like. I had to get those two dudes at the top so that they wouldn't sneak up on me. Then I just, what are you so glitched out for, boy? I don't need fire. Well, maybe combustion. That makes my life a little easier. And so you just get intimately familiar with the range of things, and the dodge roll is gonna save your life a lot, but sometimes you just, like, take a little step to the side or to the back, and that's all you need. And once you realize that, you get a lot calmer about how you approach a lot of situations. You literally become that badass who just, like, tilts his head to dodge a bullet, because that's literally what you need. Once you get past the initial scare factor, which you can't avoid when you're first learning the stuff. I mean, getting scared, being all nervous and feared, and everything is dark, where do I go, what do I do, that's unavoidable. But once you have that moment, once you get past that moment, you win Dark Souls. Maybe it takes a few more deaths or two or something like that, but you have essentially won Dark Souls once you get past that moment and are like, huh, I'm starting to notice things instead of being scared. Right? You know what I mean? So, first thing. I don't even have to fight the big dude right now. I can run back up the ladder if I don't feel like it. But this ladder over here, you come up, and I wish I had found this in the last episode, but right here is where I found the last blow dart dude. And it's so funny too, you notice things like this, and it's like, aw, if I had just calmed down a little, I would have whacked this guy right here, and then that would have made my life so much easier. And it's just so full of so many of those funny kinds of moments too, you know? You just start eventually thinking that Dark Souls is funny, and that's how you end up winning. So, one thing I remembered with the big guys is, like, it takes 3 lightning spears to put them down, right? And if I can do that in a big open space, then why shouldn't I be able to do it here? I just gotta... See? Sidestep. I don't care. And just like that, he's down. That wasn't even something I upgraded. That was the faith I already had before I grinded. See? It's the mind. The mind is everything in this game. So once you get past that initial anxiety, that initial, oh my god, everything's coming to kill me, what the hell do I do thing? You start noticing things. And that's how you win Dark Souls. That's how you get confident and cocky enough to just, like, tank a hit, sidestep here, block that, do that. Oh, one thing this is another thing I completely forgot. I didn't realize how close I was to this thing last time, because I was so focused on those dudes. And even this thing, it's like, if you get too close, it'll try to paw at you, but that's all I need. That is all I need to dodge it. Just one little button tap. And that is the key. You see, you might think at first that dying as many times as you do might make you a failure, but no. Because, you know, life, that's how we learn. We just fail a bunch, and then, from those failures, we notice things. We learn things. And we just get progressively better. That is life. That is Dark Souls. Now over here, same pair of scaffolds where I found the blow dart dude. I'm gonna find the way to kill Spiggly dude. I mean, I can kill him from where I found him just a bit ago, but... Whoop. Glug. I was expecting his brother to come at me just a bit ago, but I guess not. There he is. Hey, you slacking, pal? Come on. And that's why I always say, too, like, when you're getting frustrated, take a break. Then your mind is working on stuff. Oh, dear. I don't suppose I have a smith box. Nope. I done made my life a bit harder. Now, where did you come from? And see, I died there. But now I'm learning. Like, there's a possibility that one of the dudes I don't account for earlier may come up behind me. But see, like, I didn't even get past that part. That was a whole episode by itself. And then just the mental shift happens, and that's all you need. Okay, but I'm not gonna get too cocky. I do need my axe in good shape. So I'm gonna talk to Andre. In fact, I need to, because I have an ember for him that I just have not been delivering. And that's the other thing. When you go back the way you came, it's actually a little easier than I thought it would be, because everyone starts off with their back to you. Hi, Andre. I broke my stuff. You'll fix it, make it better.
Ah, why, that's a fine ember you have there. I could smith some mighty weapons with one of those. Why not lend it to me?
Absolutely.
Magnificent! You won't be disappointed. I can hardly wait to get started.
I think the deal with that is like, what was the deal with that? It's like, that can boost your weapons to level 10 or something? And when you repair stuff, you might as well repair everything, because look how inexpensive it is. That's one of the few mercies this game shows you.
Don't get yourself killed. Neither of us want to see you go hollow.
Thanks, Brad. Okay, gear is back in order. Let's give this another shot. Afraid I used up a lot of my spells. Dealing with the usual customers, just to make sure that nobody snuck up. That's just not nice. But then I suppose neither are backstabs. Well. I got enough souls to level up again, so I decided to bump up attunement, because at some point I'm just gonna want all the spells. And you can't get all the spells. I think the most you can get is like 10, but you know what I mean. Okay, so down this ladder boop, is this little tunnel, and you arrive at the very back of the parasitic thingy here. And it can't do jack about it. So I literally just wail on its behind here until it dies. Very common tactic by a lot of... I'm stuck. I learned something new today. Okay, but it's not supposed to do that. I guess I'll just throw fireballs at it next time. Okay, how many I got this time? 5. That should do. Okay. So if you learned anything from this episode, it's don't get too close. But still, the way the story is supposed to go is I just wail on you for a bit and you can't do it. A lot of health, though. I'll give it that. And that no longer respawns. And with it out of the way, you have access to a rather peculiar pyromancy. Power within. This is basically like Gear Secondo from One Piece. Your life slowly depletes over time, but your attack and defense are up like 20%. I'm not uber fond of it, but you know, there's always that one player who is willing to sacrifice everything for the perfect build to nail that, like, uber crit if he can read his opponent well enough, you know? So. But for PvE stuff, probably not the best. At any rate, that's most of the major headaches of Upper Blighttown taken care of. Here. I feel ya, bud. No, I'm gonna rate that up. I'm always down for sharing the vibes. There we go. Okay. So. We're getting close to Lower Blighttown at this point. Here's the ladder. One of the dangers here is that the mosquitoes are gonna start becoming more frequent. So I gotta keep a watch out for those. But also, near the bottom, are these like fiery demon tick things. I should be seeing less of the cannibals, and for that I am very grateful. There it is. kind of staring at me, or at the path. But its aggro range seems small, so I'm just gonna... Right, I think I kept thinking that this was something. No, it is something. Or maybe that's just the trap again. Because that happens a lot in Upper Blighttown. There are a lot of dead-end things that seem like they should have stuff, but don't. God, I remember. I picked this game up when I was feeling like crap. When I was like... in the mindset that everything sucked. Everything is dumping on you and you just have to put up with it. And that's kind of what, it's a mindset that lends itself to Dark Souls. Dark Souls certainly reflects despair very well. It's all about overcoming despair in the end. Okay. I probably should have gotten more... I ran back to my bonfire and got more, spells and such, but I'm sure I'll be able to manage. So, these things breathe fire. I think they're immune to fire as well. Ow. But not to lightning. Great. No. I actually wish something had hit me there so that it would interrupt the spell and I would have kept it. Because I only got one lightning bolt. Only one. Great. Oh well. I can still manage. But now I'm out of spells. It's all down to the trusty axe. And this, as I mentioned before, is the reason you can't neglect melee. Simply can't do it. What am I looking at there? Oh, it's the corpse of the thing. It fell off. Okay. And it was all just twitchy, repulsive-like. Where's the ladder? Ow. Oh, right. Haven't seen the last of the blow dart dudes, though, I'm afraid. Oh well. All in good time with you. Where you're concerned. Seriously, where's the ladder? Don't do this. Quit it! Where's the ladder? I'm dropping. I don't care. Here it is. I guess it was if I'd just not gone on that weird nub. And here's another one, but falling is faster. Okay, if I can get at least one of you right now, I will. Stupid tree bark ass. Toxic. I don't care. It's gonna kill you. And there's, mosquitoes. But sometimes they glitch through the rafters like this, and then they can't attack you, but you can attack them. It's kinda great. I always capitalize on those moments when I can. See? I was totally fine to do that. Because he can't hit me. But I can wail on him with a strong attack if I get the right moment. There we go. Got him. Alright, there are all sorts of windy pathways I want to explore. But first and foremost, I want my bonfire. I want base down here. Because if you have a stable base, all exploration may proceed from it with ease. There's tick, double tick. Dislike meleeing these things, but it's not like I can't. A lot of mosquitoes, though. Kick. Okay, maybe it's not as bad as I thought. It's just that I don't like them breathing fire on me. You know? And who does? Maybe it's just that they were always so scary that I never learned how to melee them, and I always just sought lightning bolts as the answer instead. But that's that very same thing I was talking about. It scares you at first, and then you learn to deal with it, right? These guys are actually kind of pushovers. Never mind. Alright. Shouldn't have any trouble getting to the bonfire. Why didn't the plunging attack work? Wah! Ow. Man, I wish I had combustion right now. It's great for dealing with the mosquitoes. Because it's just got enough reach that you can... And I'm fully expecting to get poisoned right now. Because this is Blighttown. I consider Upper Blighttown to be the prelude to the real thing. Lower Blighttown is my jam. I actually like this area a lot more. I mean, I didn't at first. Because of that same, it's dark, where do I go? Things are attacking me, what do I do? But once you realize that most of the areas you need to visit are kind of in a straight line, then, you know, makes it a little easier. A little easier to chunk up, to mentally deal with. This is also why I got all that moss earlier, right? No biggie. Now some damn fool wrote this Dark Souls walkthrough where you said, you need the rusted iron ring to beat the game because the swampy part makes your feet stuck. And that ring, you know, it like does away with the weird slow step thing. But like, no. No, that is a dude overthinking everything. And many of the pros will agree with me on this. Sure, wading through the muck sucks, but there are plenty of platforms you can get to, and if you realize that it's just easier to tank the poison for a little while before you use the moss clump, then, you know, you can manage. See, here's the land. I can take a breather, moss up if I want to. I don't think I will, though. I think I'll push on just a little bit further. Because, like, poison, you think it's a big deal, it's really not. And once you have super high vitality, it's gonna be like nothing. So, I can't get at this bonfire until I kill everything around it. But now I'll totally moss up because this is land. This is land where I can stand without getting poisoned. See, it's like, most of the time you're standing in the poison anyway, so there's just no point to mossing up. You just tank it for a little bit. Alright, at this point though, I'm not actually sure where I want to take the episode, because there are a lot of places to explore in Blighttown. And this is the true Blighttown. The true Blighttown starts here. I mean, Upper Blighttown. I call that Rage Town. That's Rage Town. This is Blighttown. I like Blighttown. So you're not the one who set it off, because I know you're part of the next salvo of dudes that respawn. So who was it that kept the bonfire from lighting? It can't be Maneater Mildred. I'm not human. Oh, you know what? That's something I should end the episode with. Wait, no, it's not that it kept it from lighting, it's that I need to light it. Duh. You just gotta laugh. You just gotta laugh. Okay. Let's reverse Halloween. For a very special NPC. This is the person that Laurentius may have mentioned earlier. You got to get me out of here before she eats me. And I think it's like only you step out a few and then she spawns. I don't know where exactly she spawns. But the minute she does, I'm gonna run right back in there. I see, this is why I like combustion. Bah! It's like having a can of Raid. I do like Lightning Spear's ability to just get rid of you lot instantly, though. Because who needs it? Hey, Mildred, come on, I'm doing an episode. There we go. Running back. Because I don't want to even bother with, like, the poisony ground. Let's just have even foot in here. There she is. So, she's mostly naked in fur armor, with the giant-ass cleaver, and the sack on her head. And it just comes at you like, what the? And she has that same move that the other butchers used. So she's definitely like their leader. But not to be taken lightly, though, because as you noticed, she did not really take much damage from my fire. So this entire batch, she's just running at you like, yeah! And it's like, what the hell? Get away from me! Oh, I only have 5 Estus, because I didn't kindle that fire. Oh well, plenty of time to do that after I win. Glug. Right in front of you. Oh, the disdain. Ow. Deserve that. Ow. Shut up! Ow. You're good. That's it. Backstab time. You made me mad. I'm not even letting you get up. This is the real world. This is what happens. I think lightning is okay. Yeah, that was... I should have been doing that from the beginning. Oh well. And as a result of beating her, you get some humanity, like any dark spirit. And the butcher knife. You find the sack somewhere later. You can literally just wear the sack on her that she had on her head. Oh no, you got that from the butchers. Right. Okay, well, at any rate. But as a result, for some reason, she helps you fight the next boss. And that's not quite... I don't know why that is. It's like the anime trope, defeat means friendship. I punched the villain in the face. Now we're friends. Oh, well. And I think, yeah. That's right, now there's just this little chest here. You'd think you'd get ambushed. Dragon Scale. And you know what? Keep that instinct, that'll save your life. Now, as for Dragon Scales, they can upgrade some weapons into dragon weapons, which are pretty kick, as you might imagine, but they're also used for a particular covenant, Path of the Dragon, seeking to become immortal through the use of, through the study of how the scales and things. Because I don't know why, but the dragon's scales are what make them immortal. That's why see the Scaleless is so butthurt. Because he's gonna die someday because he ain't got no scales. You should watch Plague of Cripes' video on this, it's kind of great. Okay. Since I had to cut up this episode a bit, I'm not sure how long I've gone. So this might be a shorter one, this might be a longer one. At any rate, I think this is a good place to stop. No. Actually, I want to continue just a wee bit. Why am I online right now? I'm gonna get invaded by someone much meaner than Mildred. Oh well. It's just that we're not too far off from the shortcut back to Firelink, which means that you can bypass Upper Blighttown for the rest of the game, and indeed, many do. And who could blame you? First, I'm gonna wait for the poison to go back down there. Oh, and yeah, the mosquitoes are never gonna stop coming. That's just something you gotta live with. Sometimes I get so fed up, I literally just start throwing lightning at them. Which I know isn't smart. You gotta save the lightning for the big things. But sometimes when you just want to run back and forth and talk to the one pyromancy instructor you find down here, and you just can't be asked to, you know what? It just can't be asked. Okay, so up we go. Similar to Stonefang Tunnel in Demon Souls, this wheel is the elevator you take. You just casually ride it up. Someone just fall to their death. I think I saw a ghost fall to their death. That can happen up here. You gotta be careful. Okay. This thing... What? Reason I like using Combust on the mosquitoes is then I don't throw myself off with a missed axe swing. Now there are more paths to explore that link to this, but I'm only concerned with the one right now. There's another blow dart dude. Of course I will be dealing with you in the future, but right now, I gotta stay focused. Because this path... Like, first off, you can access this from the get-go with the Master Key, which allows for some great sequence breaking, but... So sorry, I'm getting so distracted right now. Everyone wants a piece of me. Nyeh. I will hit you through the floorboard. I'm not above that. You're annoying. And your real-life counterparts should all just go extinct. I don't care if it would fuck up the food chain. Y'all need to die. Okay. What was I saying? Well, anyway, it's part of... This links to one of the things I said before. These little shortcuts help you master the game. Because this is going to link back to Firelink. And Firelink is such a good central hub place. Key to New Londo Ruins. That's what I would use if I didn't already have the Master Key. So the one caveat is that there are like 3 big dudes with the clubs here, but you also have a lot of space to fight them in. Unlike that cramped section that had me stuck last episode. And eventually I'm gonna grind off this tunnel for their clubs. For my final build. I like the clubs. See, I can just kind of slowly kite them back while I hit them with lightning. Not big. Crunk. I know dung pies are pretty great for PvP, but I just... Something in me abhors the idea of using them. Like, I want to have fun with another player and my first response is just to coat them in dung. I don't know. Don't feel honorable. Alright, so here is the Valley of Drakes, which I passed by briefly in the beginning. You go across this bridge. Through here. And you enter the ruins of New Londo. This dark-ass place. Which I also passed by briefly. It's where you meet Rickard and such, and all these dudes who you don't have to mess with, because they're all kind of having a moment right now. And then, you get in here. Whoop! You don't run off the cliff. You check to see that the elevator's there first. Good catch. And if it's not, you pull the lever, come us on down. And be a bit slow. Doom-de-doom-de-doom. And then you step on the button. And just like that, you're back at Firelink Shrine. And there's a nice little shortcut for you to use for the rest of the game. Because... yeah, even when you beat the boss in Blighttown, you're gonna be passing through there quite a bit. On the way to Lost Islith, for example. Or if you want to check out the What Lies Beyond the Great Hollow. Hey, Lautrec, how's it going?
Oh, hello. I'm considering a change of location.
Huh?
I have a rather pressing matter to attend to up above. That keeper has served me well, but enough with her.
So you're no longer using the bonfire anymore. I see. Well, see you around then. No, he's totally going to kill her. If you got that vibe at all, that's correct. You might think I'd stop it, but there's actually a quest attached, and she comes back to life. She's like one of the only characters who can. And she ends up making the bonfire way stronger for it. I do feel a bit of a dick since I see the murder about to happen and I'm not doing anything. Certainly wouldn't do that in real life, but she's actually happier after the fact, so whatever. Oh, and you got nothing. Alright, that's fine. So, just like that, you have a route back to base. Back to familiar grounds, so that you can always prepare before you head back in earnest. You can see Griggs, you can see Laurentius, you can see whoever else is merchant, and just like that, you have all the means at hand to prepare for Blighttown and the game at large, basically. Anyway, so I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with all of these souls, and next time we're gonna explore the various wines and pathways of Blighttown. Because now we got past the part that I hate, so for the rest of the game, I'm just gonna be enjoying myself. So, thank you all for tuning in. Please comment and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And remember, you all have the potential to get good. Peace out.